Hello, this is Leo again. I've gotten a couple of inquiries about my recent video on K-1 visas, and I'd like to make a couple of things really clear. Some questions have come up about, hey, am I really ready for all of this? Well, first question you need to ask yourself is, are you in love? If you are, that's 99% of it, and then you can go from there. Now, in finding someone and using the K-1 visa process, there are some tips I'd like to make sure you understand. First, make sure you're ready. You're ready to get married and live happily ever after, so to speak. Secondly, don't use a marriage broker. The U.S. Internal Customs Service do not like to go through or have you go through a marriage broker. Whether you're looking for a spouse or a friend, if you've used a broker, chances are you will not be awarded the K, or your spouse will not be awarded the K-1 visa. They do not like online relationships. And if you've used an online relationship to find your true love, it's okay. In fact, I did it. I found her and chatted over a year before I decided I wanted to go and meet her face to face. Keep all of your records. If you're using Skype or Viber or WeChat or Facebook, keep all of those records and transactions of your conversations. It's important. Make sure you're free to marry. If you are already married, don't do the K-1 visa process. Make sure you're committed to building a lifetime with your partner. If you've got a criminal record, or if your partner has a criminal record, you won't be able to get it into the country using the K-1 visa process. So you might as well stop there if you've got a criminal record. Make sure that once you do get your spouse, or your fiance rather, into the United States, you're willing to marry them within 90 days. Once they arrive, then you've got 90 days to make it happen. Keep those records. You've got to go and visit your fiance in their country. You've got to see them. Keep your records of your airline tickets, your hotels, your restaurants where you might go and eat. Take lots of pictures. Make sure it shows what you did, where you were together. There will be lots of opportunities for you to demonstrate, or your partner to demonstrate when they do the interview, that indeed your relationship has developed over time and that you're really truly in love. Make sure you keep records of any monies that you might send. When I met my fiance, she needed some things, and I was more than happy to provide them. Keep the records of monies that you transfer, whether you use Western Union or PayPal or whatever. Keep those records. All of that will help in making sure that when it comes time for the interview process, you and your fiance can convince the government that your love is for real. Don't come up with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of documents and letters of support and all of that. Keep it simple, and by all means, keep it organized. When you go through the I-129F document, it's simple. It's going to ask you for everything, including your mother's name, your father's name, how long you've been divorced or single, where you worked, where they worked, yada, yada, yada. I was lucky in that I asked my brother and relatives what my history and personal background was. My family tree was important. You've got to have all of that kind of information because basically the government's going to ask you for it. So just make sure that you've got all of these things, they're well organized, and you're planning your life together. The last tip I will give you, and this was one of the questions that came up to me, never, never, never misrepresent any information. That means don't tell a lie, because once they catch you in a lie, it's all over. They will never grant you a K-1 visa. So those are some tips that I want to suggest to you in that first step. And in my next one, we'll talk about the next steps and how to go from there. Thank you very much, and happy trails.